Hello everybody and welcome to OmniPoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. I'm Jack and today we're going to be taking a look at Shadow Rider Calyrex, the Aurora based build. There's kind of been a bit of a tug of war as to whether the Aurora based build or the pure Psychic build is the better one. I think Aurora is slightly ahead, but both are very, very respectable. This is personally my favourite way to play Calyrex right now though. Obviously we've done the 5 ways to play Calyrex video, so you know, we gave our initial list there, but I think it's important to take a bit of a deep dive into the exact lists themselves rather than just that 5 ways to play. But the 5 ways to play video was really well received, so thanks so much for all the support on that one. But yeah, the Aurora build basically is the same as most other builds. It uses Calyrex to draw lots of cards in the mid game, but also has some tech attackers like Galarian Zapdos and Necrozma for certain situations, which is you know, going to be really useful. Obviously the Auroras count as Psychics, so they work for Max Geist, they don't work for Underworld's Door, but you know, having the access to the tech attackers is really nice. Just for certain matchups, we have double Zapdos for Eternatus, because Eternatus is definitely very, very strong right now, I think. We obviously have the Gengar Mimikyu that's played in both builds, but yeah, this is still really nice. Being able to Horror House early game and try and cheese is great, but also mid to late game Horror House, where you can, you know, play 3 Underworld Doors, then Horror House, then play 3 more Underworld Doors, and all of a sudden you're threatening a one-shot with Max Geist is, I think, very, very strong, as long as you can get into a position where the Gengar Mimikyu isn't under any threat, which is great. And then also Necrozma V, that was kind of initially popularized by Stefan Ivanov in one of the early Chilling Reign tournaments. Special Laser doing 220 for 3 is a really good tempo attack against some of the evolving Vs and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a very, very important piece of the puzzle. I think it's one of my favourite attackers right now. Outside of that, we do have the rope to kind of complement the Necrozma. Obviously, the dream is to try and go first, and then on your second turn, go for a Special Laser on a V Pokemon before it evolves on your opponent's side of the board. That requires a lot of steps, and sometimes you need to use a supporter rather than a boss to be able to do that. But we do have access to the 1 escape rope to be able to sometimes do that anyway, as well as it just being an extra switching out, along with the couple of switch and air balloon that the deck's playing. There's also the reset stamp as well. Similarly to kind of horror housing someone, if you're able to reset stamp someone and just buy yourself 1 extra turn to be able to get 2 or 3 extra Underworld Doors, you can see upwards of 4 to 6 more cards, as well as start to threaten KO with Max Geist. So yeah, it's a great disruption piece. Obviously, you don't want to be seeing it in the early turns with the Dene and Research, so it's probably a flex slot, but it is very nice for the times where you don't, just, again, like I say, to be able to just buy yourself an extra turn of getting a load of attachments and threatening pretty much KO and whatever. And yeah, other than that, we have the split of Evo Incense and Com. I've seen a lot of people go pure Evo Incense, but I personally like the split, especially in this build, just because there are less targets for Evo Incense. In like the Alcremie builds, I get it a bit more, but even then I think I'd still personally be playing a Com. But yeah, this has less specific outs for the Evo Incense, so I think it makes more sense to supplement with some Coms as well. But yeah, let's hop into the ladder, and quickly, whilst we're queuing up, make sure you check out the Potown store, where you can use code OmniPoke for an extra 5% off your order. You can grab Chilling Reign codes there and all sorts of other PTCGO codes. So if you're looking for codes, make sure you check them out. They're a really, really good store. As we jump into the first game, still using this Bidoof merch. I think the Bidoof promotion was a great marketing scheme on Pokemon side, to be honest. I really enjoyed all of the different Bidoof-based stuff. I'm going to kick things off with a Marshadow. I don't mind Calyrex being on the bench out of the way. We're going second, which is a bit awkward, but it's fine. We have Evo Incense plus Com to be able to search for Dedenne, and we can attach the Calyrex here anyway. We are up against Eternatus. Okay, so depending on their turn 1, we could threaten a Zapdos straight out the gate here, which would be cool. We know at least 2 V Pokemon are coming down, because we've seen the Crobat already. And there's a Moltres as well, so we will be able to take a KO here if we can get into the Galarian Zapdos V. Playing the Sneasel Weavile build, pretty interesting. Drawing some with the Crobat. There's the attachment and there's the pass. Okay, let's see what the hand says. The hand says Quick Ball. We shouldn't be too baited by this KO, I don't think. We do have 4 of our outs. This is obviously a situation where rope is slightly worse. The thing is, we can take 2 prizes here, but we need to be able to respond on the Galarian Zapdos if possible. On the Galarian Moltres if possible. So it's not necessarily correct to just go immediately for the Zapdos, I don't think. But because we drew the extra Quick Ball, I feel a bit better about it. Just need to find a switching out. Should we go for it? If anything, it's going to take pressure off of our Calyrexes, so that's important, to be honest. We didn't find a switching out. We did find second Zapdos. We did find second Calyrex. We also found Boss. I want to be able to play the Zapdos and the Dedenne now next turn, which means I can't find another Calyrex here. And equally, I might need the Boss to take out a 3 prizer next turn, so I think we just hold here. We could potentially put the second Zapdos down. Probably usher them into taking a KO with Moltres, of which we can respond with nothing much. It means finding a switch out again next turn, but we've started to dig through the deck. I think this is fine. I think we can pass here. It's unfortunate we didn't find much more, but I think we've got options still. There's a Crobat. They may be reluctant to VMAX anyway, so they might just go for Moltres in the first instance anyway. Just going for a Power Excel, okay. Missed the KO. So they're going to be able to... Oh, they're actually 10 off being able to KO. That's good, that's good, that's good. The biggest debate I have here is essentially whether we Dedenne or not. I don't think we do. I don't think we do. I think we just keep it cool. Attach here. The Eternatus doesn't really matter, so I think I'm actually going to target the Weavile here. Assuming it's Dark Weak. Fighting Weak. Do we ever put this second Zapdos down? It means we can't Dedenne, but if we can't Dedenne, that means they haven't taken a prize and we're able to take another 2 with Zapdos. So I think putting the second Zapdos down here is fine. It means you don't need to find a switching out next turn. And if we get Marnied, we already have one of the pieces. We need Aurora still, but I think we're in a fairly good spot. I think dealing with this was important as well. Obviously we could see the Moltres go in for the KO here. Attach plus ability would do 190, so they would just need a Zigzag to get the 200. Double Crobat for the extra cards. Great Ball grabbing them Zigzag, so they just need a way to discard an energy, which they can do, I'd imagine, with a Research. Research gets them there. Research isn't Marnie though, which is good. Oh, they just scooped. They straight up scooped. Okay, excellent. Cool. I did not expect the scoop there. I was just about to say we need to be able to respond with some prizes there, either with a boss or something, but hey, they just scooped, which is great. Grab another one. Yeah, I think we weren't in a terrible spot. We had Dedenne before draw, before supporter, which is good. Would have been good if we could boss there, I guess. Or somehow find Necrozma, but Necrozma would have been very difficult, considering I probably would have committed the attachment to the Zapdos. So yeah, Necrozma wasn't really an out. So yeah, we probably would have had to find boss there. Pretty awkward hand, but we do go second with a supporter, so we can at least hopefully find something here. Looks like we're getting an extra card as well. And looks like it's a mirror playing basic energy. Okay, we're grabbing 2 cards here, which is also good. Yes to rest. Zapdos and a Fog Crystal. We'll definitely take the Fog Crystal. There's a Marshadow. Okay. Okay, I think our easiest line of play here is pretty simple. Hope that they have 2 trainer cards in their hand. Sweet. Okay, so you can still cheese people with Gengar Mimikyu, of course. That was obviously not a real win, but it does show that Gengar Mimikyu can be cheesy. Something that I toyed around with for the team challenge for a little while was 1 Eldegoss and 1 Phoebe. So obviously Phoebe helping out against Decidueye and Altaria, I guess, as well. And Luke Metal, and then the Phoebe being able to reuse it, because in those matchups you're not taking too much pressure generally. In certain situations, especially Decidueye, you can kind of get away with sometimes being able to go for, you know, a Phoebe and then be able to reuse Eldegoss and go for Phoebe again. Okay, I think Calm is probably the card that goes here. We have Fog Crystal. We can just go for 3 Shadow Riders, or we can just go for 2 and have the Evo Incense plus Marnie next turn. So I think Calm goes. Marnie would be a bit of a sad support for them to use, but hey ho, we have a low hand. We can hopefully draw into Calyrexes anyway. Manaphy start is interesting. What plays Manaphy these days? Maybe Ocean Search will reveal all. Ice Rider, okay. I think Ice Rider typically can be a bit of a rough matchup. They can apply a lot of pressure. So we'll have to wait and see. If we can find ourselves the rope, we could actually go for the full scam play of the turn 2 attack, which would be cool. Depending on our top deck, we could just be... We're not far off already, to be honest, which is, again, a pretty good thing. It's very hard to tell what they're debating here, just because there's a Manaphy in my face. Here's a quick ball though. Maybe this will give us an idea of what partner we're going to be looking at. Probably Inteleon, I would think. I think Manaphy makes the most sense in Inteleon builds, because you can grab Drizzles, which, like, Manaphy kind of becomes Jirachi then, to an extent. It is Inteleon. I'd imagine the Manaphy count is fairly low. But you never know. There's the Sobble. There's another. The Ice Rider. Any attachment or supporter? Supporter would make me feel a little bit less happy about this Marnie, but what can you do? Second Manaphy, okay. I'm incorrect, it's not a one-off Manaphy. There's an Ice Rider again. Alright. Top decking. That is great. Okay. Now we have to work out the numbers. Are we more likely to hit 2 energy in 7 cards, or 2 energy plus switch in 9 cards, I guess, or 1 energy plus switch in 7? What do you reckon, fans? I think establishing Calyrex is important. We don't want to leave this Calyrex active either way, so kind of sucks that we have to Marnie, but you know, it is what it is. I want to draw cards. We can draw cards to some extent. We also did hit the rope, which is interesting. Unfortunately, we didn't hit a balloon, so the rope isn't overly useful. We can take a Dedenne here. Do we ever put this Zapdos down? I don't think so. I think it's unlikely that they're going to get 3 Calyrex out. If they do, we have access later on to it. What does roping do? Roping potentially gives him the free retreater. Do I mind him having the free retreater? How much do I trust hitting the KO? I think we'll hit the KO. I think this is only exclusively bad if we don't get the KO here. I think we like all of these Pokemon are better for us to KO. So it's only bad if we miss the exact KO. We hit switch, so we've got the KO, which is great. We potentially could have been loading up a Calyrex, to be honest, if we'd hit another energy. Yeah, we hit another energy. Maybe we should have been loading up a Calyrex, because that wouldn't get KO'd by the Calyrex, to be honest. Yeah, that may have been a slight oversight, because now we are in danger of going Melanie plus attach KO. Do promote the Manaphy. No water in the bin, at least at the moment. We established the Marshadow as well in case there's any Path to the Peak nonsense going on. So your Ocean Search is going to grab them. Yeah, it would mean that we still had access to Necrozma to do to be able to KO an Ice Rider next turn, which we potentially still can do if they can't get the KO, but slightly less reliable. We've seen one Necrozma, okay. One Aurora, sorry. I can play one Necrozma. There is the Ice Rider. Have the level ball as well. So essentially we don't want to see a Melanie here, I think is the biggest thing. Melanie would be scary. They have no energy in the discard at the moment, so they'd also need a way to discard an energy. But we did Marnie them into a new hand. There's a Quick Ball. Quick Ball can discard an energy. There's a Bucket. Quick Ball's going to grab them to Dedenne, I would imagine. Maybe not to Dedenne. Depends whether they're a Path to the Peak build or not. Grabbing them a Sobble, okay. Do they have the Melanie already? If they have a Melanie already, then I think we could be we could be on the ropes here. I need a switching out or a Drizzar. We know 2 of the cards in their hand. We know 1 of the cards in their hand. We know none of the cards in their hand. Oh no, we know 1 of the cards. We know one of them's a Sobble. There's the Evo Incense. So they did get the full combo from Amani, which kind of sucks, to be honest, but I didn't play around it, so this is definitely on me. I think we are really on a back foot now. I think this is going to be a difficult game to win. Which is unfortunate, because they were pretty unproductive in their early turns. Maybe they just go for a max, for a Ride of the High King here. No, they're going for the max lance. That's sensible. Damn. Okay. I mean, like I say, that one was entirely on me, so you can't be too mad. We've seen 1 switch. This is fine. Gengar Mimikyu is not a card I particularly want to be playing down in this matchup, I don't think. We've seen no Quick Ball, so I don't mind mining this Dedenne to the bottom and trying to find it again in a moment. I don't really want to research because I think we might have to Gengar Mimikyu at some point. But I don't want to bench it down. Oh, they can't boss. They can't boss currently. What if this is the turn to do it? Can we ever get enough damage? No, we can't. So I don't think this is the turn to do it. So I think we Marnie. We have a lot of outs to Quick Ball. We also have all of our Psychic Energy as outs. We have a lot of outs here. Do I want this Necrozma back yet? I don't think so. I think we need to draw a Dedenne here. Or, oh well, we don't need to draw a Quick Ball here. This would shuffle the deck though. We drew Quick Ball. Okay. Two more energy isn't really what I wanted to see. We're doing 130. If we can get 3 more. I think this is still doable, but we're definitely on the back foot. Are we going to need Necrozma again this game? Potentially. I don't want to say no yet because it just does such efficient damage. See a lot of energy next turn. We can hopefully switch KO this. Well, actually boss KOing the other one would be preferable. Yeah, boss KOing the other Ice Rider would be preferable next turn. This one has 190 left, so across 2 turns we can get enough to KO both whilst losing 3 energy at the same time. We'll go up to 7 energy hopefully next turn, which will be 220. No, we'll go up to 8 energy hopefully next turn, which will be 250. We'll lose 3, which will go down to 160. So then we just need 1 attachment. So I think we're in the strongest position we can be in, given that we gave them a free 2 prizes and our strongest attacker and 90 damage for our Calyrex. It's definitely still going to be close though. Hopefully drawing at least 6 or 7 cards here whilst being able to boss. The scariest thing will be if they can evolve this V on the bench. If they can evolve this V on the bench, then I think we're going to be playing the dodge boss game. Okay, but they attached active, which shows me they're not immediately attacking with this, so we can at least take the attacker off the board probably next turn. We have 1 switch, 1 air balloon left as well. There's the VMAX, so that is upsetting, to say the least. So now we're going to have to play the dodge boss game, but not really, because if they don't attach one here, they need to Melanie. So now we need to play the find switch game rather than dodge boss game. I'd rather be finding stuff than dodging stuff in a deck that tutors. So we need, ideally, a pretty bad top deck to be able to quick ball away, I think is the best card we can grab here. There's a Manaphy again. And there it goes. Without anything like a snow runt on the bench, I'm pretty sure they can't accelerate and boss in the same turn. They even left the energy active. Wow, okay. Stamp is a great card for us to discard because we don't want them taking any more prize cards. We'll take the I think I'll take the Gengar Mimikyu here actually. So we have 1 air balloon. We need to find this air balloon essentially. We want to draw exactly 1 energy. No, we need to find the air balloon more than the energy. We'll find energy. We'll find energy. We have to find this air balloon to be able to have enough damage to KO a new fresh VMAX next turn. So we have to do it this way, which lowers our outs, but hey ho. No air balloon. There is energy. We can also research, but we lose the boss. If we take the KO here, they can just attack us with Ride of the High King and we can't KO. If we pay retreat, we go down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 energy. We do get the KO, but they can just hit our other one, but that's fine. I think we can retreat here. Means we can't win outright next turn, but nor can they. I can research. I have enough cards. I can research. This is fine. We need to hit the air balloon now, though. Otherwise it looks silly. Okay, cool. That was all off the back of not remembering whether boss was prized or not. If I'd known boss was in the deck, I think we were fine. I think we could always research. Because now we can hit this Calyrex twice. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 is 270, 10 is 310. So we need one more energy, but I think we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we have one energy left. Yeah. So can you attach? I'm not sure whether you can attach if you have no cards in deck. We're going to learn something here. Do I risk the game for science to learn whether I'm allowed to attach the energy if I have no cards left in deck? I don't think I risk the game. Someone can let me know down in the comments as to whether I would be allowed to attach the energy there. Unless I'm Marnied. If I'm Marnied, I can attach the energy. The deck may not play Marnie though. If I'm stamped as well, I could be stamped and still draw a psychic energy. Scoop him up the Inteleon. Okay. It's all based on how this is worded. Once during your turn, you may attach your psychic energy from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. I'm pretty sure you can because you complete the first effect and then you can't complete the second effect. It doesn't say if you do, you must draw 2 cards. There's no nothing forcing you to draw the 2 cards if you don't have them. So I'm pretty sure we can attach energy here, even if we have no cards. Because typically you just complete the effect of the ability to the best of as much as you can, which in this case is attaching the energy. There is a Marnie, so this could all be for nothing. Oh no, there's a Melanie. This is all for a reason. Oh, they even benched a 2 prizer for us. That makes things way easier. Now I can try it, and if it doesn't work, still win the game with boss. So we can do science and win the game. How great is that? Playing down all the cards here. Assuming I have a thingy left in deck. 7, 8, 9, yeah. There you go, people. Science has been conducted. Turns out you can indeed. I thought you'd be able to, but I didn't want to completely throw the game in case you couldn't. But yeah, a pretty interesting one. I think that was definitely, we were definitely on the back foot there entirely because I didn't trust that I'd draw the energy with Calyrex. If I trusted I'd draw the energy, we would have been in obviously a way better spot. But hey, But yeah, a couple of interesting games there. I really do think this is one of the best ways to play Calyrex right now. I don't think the full Psychic build is bad, but I just think having the option to you know, play into Zapdos or Necrozma in the early game is really, really important. I think being able to have more than just kind of Shadow Rider as an attacker. Obviously the Alcremie build has Alcremie as well, but that feels like very hit and hope. I don't feel like you want to be using Alcremie too much in the early game, because then your late game max guys aren't particularly strong. So I don't know, maybe I need to test the Psychic, the pure Psychic list a little bit more. But yeah, there was a couple of games in there. A couple of them were pretty weak, but I think the Ice Rider game was pretty interesting, so I'm glad we got at least one good game with the deck. But yeah, other than that, I've been Jack from OmniPoke. Thanks so much for tuning in today, and yeah, I will see you guys in another video. Cheers, everyone.